And I have a friend, and she always say that it's a relationship lasts if a man loves a woman more than a woman loves him. Is that true? Or what's kind of your viewpoint on that?
Well, I hadn't heard that saying before, but let me think about it for a moment. Would you say it again?
So the friend always says that it is better if a man loves a woman more than a woman loves the man.
Okay,
So
there's
it's
a lot of
healthy for
wisdom. There's a lot of wisdom to that. One of my best advice for women who are dating is only date men who are more interested in you than you're interested in them. Very, very important. As soon as you're more interested in them, if you're a woman, you tend to kick into gear your patterns from childhood of people pleasing and taking things personally because you're trying to get something from him. And that's your male side. Our male side, I go to work to get money. I talk on this call to make a difference in the world, but I'm looking for an outcome. So if you're in a relationship with somebody and if you're a woman and it's a man, he's more interested in you than you're interested in him. That allows you to build a connection and an intimacy. Then once you build that connection and intimacy, I think the love needs to be mutual. That's how you grow in love, is that there's a growing in love. And ironically, there's a bonding that happens. You know, I now have a partner 2 years after my marriage with my wife has ended because she died. And I went through a long grieving process and everything. And now I'm in love with a woman. And she also lost someone as well. So she understands that my wife is always in my heart, but it doesn't mean I can't love her. And so there's a growing in love. And the growing in love is you're out of love, you're in love. You're out of love, you're in love. And for men, it looks a little bit like I explained before. We get close, our estrogen goes up, our testosterone comes down. We take our cave time, our testosterone goes up, we reconnect. And each time we reconnect, we bond a little more. We bond a little more. A woman experiences, he pulls away, but he comes back. He pulls away, he comes back. She begins to trust him more and more and more. I'll share an experience of a couple who grew in love. And that's my wife and I at around level year 23. And she said, I asked her, I said, honey, how do you rate our relationship? And she said, John, as a father, you're the best I could ever imagine, because I am a very generous, attentive person. But as a husband, you're not perfect. And ironically, that didn't bother me at all because I know I'm not perfect. It's no big deal. That's sort of being non-defensive. And she said, as a husband, you're not perfect, but you've given me the greatest love any woman could ever want. And I said, what's that? And she said, I know that sometimes I can say things or do things that really upset you inside. And you always go to your cave. And then you always come back with more love. So I know no matter what I do or say, you'll never leave me. And you'll always come back with more love. That's the greatest gift anyone could ever want. And, you know, that was very sweet. And it reveals this whole point of a woman being able to trust, because she's had it, she loses it, it always comes back. It always comes back, always comes back. And that she feels that safety. And that was very important. That's why the cave knowledge is so, so significant for women to understand. If you go into the cave, he just goes deeper in. So if he goes to the cave, ignore him, leave him alone, let him be himself, do things to make you happy. And when you do things to make you happy, your estrogen goes up from that. He wants to join in and make you happier. And that's the real role of growing in love, is where a man feels, I have the power to make you happier. And she feels, John, you have the power to make me happier. No one else can do that. And that's the sweetness of a committed, monogamous relationship.
Thanks, John.
Thank you.
For insight.